Tonight's Xfinity TV high school football game of the week post-game show is being brought to you by the Pittsburgh Sports Report, Pittsburgh's premier sports publication. Visit them on the web at pittsburghsportsreport.com. And we welcome you back to West Mifflin. Bruce Sokolic along with Ellis Cannon and Charlie Batch. Let's head it back down to the sideline. Sarah Servetnik, she has the guest with us. Sarah?
Thanks, guys. Coach, huge comeback win for you guys. What were some of the key adjustments you made in the second half there?
Well, sort of like what I told you at halftime. We just weren't blocking the right people. I don't know if some of us got mixed up or nervous or whatever was going on, but we weren't coming off the ball like we're supposed to, doing our assignments, and we just weren't clicking. And came out the second half, and then they started doing it, and we start running the ball. That's sort of what we do best. D'Angelo had a great game, like he always does, both sides of the ball, and that's basically what happened. Our defense played really well and kept them off the board.
Speaking of defense, Gateway's defense has been really good this year. What did you feel like you did in the second half to get by them?
Well, just executed. That's all. And we played with some hard excitement and like we wanted to be there. Maybe we were a little nervous from them in the beginning. So, a lot of people always, when they drop down from Quad A, everyone's afraid of them, and rightly so. They had, great teams there, and they're a good team. So hopefully we won't see them again.
Okay. It seemed like there might have been a little cramping in the second half. Was heat a factor at all tonight?
Who's that?
It seemed like there was some cramping going on in the second half. Do you think heat was a factor tonight, the weather?
Oh, definitely. Yeah, we had the same problem last week against Uniontown, and a lot of our guys go both ways and play special teams like whoa there, and in this heat, it's only so much you could eat, so many bananas you could eat to take care of that. So the heat definitely played a big factor. Yeah.
Thank you, Coach. Congratulations on a huge win. Thank you. Thanks. Back up to you guys in the booth.
All right, Sarah, thank you so much. Congratulations again to Ray Brazo. 2-0 start for the West Mifflin Titans, 0-2 for Gateway, 22-11. The final score. Ellis, your thoughts?
Well, I think the thoughts are in the numbers. I mean, he, first of all, is absolutely right about the fact that they came out and executed so much better in the second half. They looked like they wanted to be there, to use his phrase. They came off the ball. We all talked about that through the game, and you could see it. The location led to it, that being the field position, and look at the final numbers. They ran the ball, Charlie, over 250 yards, West Mifflin did, the 59 by Gateway, so they became one-dimensional at best in terms of the visitor, but 316 to 149. They doubled them up in total yards for a team down 11-0. Lots of resiliency, and got to credit those lines because they do, as he pointed out, play a lot of two-way guys, and they got better as the game went on.
And they were able to control the line of scrimmage like you talked about. I look on the flip side, they needed to create a turnover to stop Gateway when out of 15-11 point in the game. They were able to create the turnover and put points on the board to really put this game out of reach. So you have to give credit to West Mifflin both offensively and defensively.
Agreed.
Hey, guys, Sarah Servetnik has D'Angelo Mitchell. 3 touchdowns tonight. Let's send it back down to the sideline. And Sarah.
Thanks, guys. Huge win for you tonight. What did your coach say in the locker room to kind of make you guys come out in the second half as strong as you did?
He just really talked about our strategy. We was a little sloppy in the first half, but in the second half, when he talked over his strategy, we pulled it through. We just kept fighting, and we seen him like bent over, so they just kept telling us to attack and attack.
What does this comeback win say about the resiliency of your team to start the season? Is it?
We have heart. We're strong. We just got to come out every Friday like that, and we can do this.
Okay. Thank you. Yep. Thanks. Great win. Thanks. Back up to you guys in the booth.
All right, Sarah, thanks so much. What a player he is. So we talk about Jimmy Wheeler, who has been here in the past, and the numbers he put up. A lot of people like this kid a lot, and you can see why.
Well, I mean, he had 75% of the team's offense. Right. James Wheeler did. That's all. He had 75% of the offense. He had 4,000 yards his career, 2,600 last year, 30 touchdowns, and now we're seeing highlights of really what was now the new kid. And, of course, we knew that coming in. He was a slot guy last year. He ends up with about 175 yards rushing. Great move right there for the touchdown. And you think he's 100% right, Charlie. I thought that they came out a lot crisper in the pace. seemingly picked up in terms of, you know what, we have an opportunity to attack a team right now that might not expect this from us. Again, field position lent to it, blocking lent to it, but man, they got that attitude that led to it as well.
I mean, you can hear him. He talked about he saw Gateway's defense bent over, and they wanted to take advantage of that up-tempo pace, and they were able to continue to pound the football, and that allowed them to start turning those 2-yard gains into 8, and then you see them 47-yard touchdown run throughout this game.
That's right.
22-11. As, well, Gateway, an 11-0 lead, turns into a loss. They're 0-2 for the first time since 2006. And, of course, Tom Nola, all those wins at Clairton, long time since he's had 2 in a row.
Yeah, he's won a lot of games between Clairton and Sarah. One thing he said last week after the game, guys, was that we bent defensively but did not break. They lost, but, of course, they gave up 3 field goals, and they had the defensive touchdown. But they broke tonight. They broke in the second half, and particularly they got worn down by what I thought was superior play up front, and ultimately great execution by the running back.
And when they go back and they look at film study, they'll realize there were players out of their gaps allowing West Mifflin to exploit some of those things. And they're not that far off. So when they go back and watch the film, they take all the emotions out of it and they take honest criticism, they can get better, and I expect them to get better as they move on.
And it's a non-conference loss. I mean, it's not to minimize it. Bruce has mentioned many times 0-2. You don't want to be 0-2, but it's a young team. It's a team that looked to me like they actually took a step this week compared to last week, even though defensively they were very strong last week. Greensburg-Salem, this is a better team offensively, West Mifflin is, and I thought that their defense, you know, again, it gets beat, but, you know, they, as a whole, I thought they improved.
They do, and I think both sides of it, I think West Mifflin, they'll continue to grow 2-0, but it still gets in that mindset. You don't want to be 0-2. So now you're going to have to sell his team, hey, we're not that far off. We can turn this thing around.
All right, that will do it. Again, West Mifflin wins it 22-11 as they come back from an 11-0 deficit in the second half. D'Angelo Mitchell with 3 touchdown runs to, well, spark the victory. Well, for Ellis Cannon and for Charlie Batch and for all of our crew here tonight, thanks so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it on the Xfinity TV High School Football Game of the Week.